So I've had the lurgy all weekend. Apologies for the lack of videos, but you didn't want me coughing and spluttering all over my microphone, quite frankly. It was a weird weekend, squeaky bum time weekend, really. It's not like it's weird. So we're playing Monday, we're playing today, and we're playing Friday this week. So not much time in between. But ordinarily, if you're not fighting relegation, which we are, then Monday's okay because it allows you to enjoy the weekend. And I've discovered I didn't. I found myself watching all the other games or looking out for the results of the other games through West Ham specs. Do you know what I mean? And you're watching Burnley and Leeds, thinking, "Oh, I don't know what I want to happen here." And then I guess you got good and bad. Burnley moved ahead of us, but Leeds got drawn back into it, which that's a good thing. And look, if we can't finish above Burnley, we don't deserve to stay in the Premier League, quite frankly. I think I'd already retained some hope that Sunderland were going to get drawn into it. They won't now. And good luck to them. Honestly, well done. So I've got nothing against Sunderland. I'm just desperately looking around at the Premier League, trying to find 3 more teams that are more crap than us. Well, it certainly ain't going to be Sunderland. So that that turned out to be a good result. It's early to say it, but I need a few more games before you can be certain. But it looks like it's looking like there might be six teams, so three out of 6. This is going to be tough. This is such a big game for us tonight, and what he's going to do is going to be really, really interesting. Really interesting. One last cheeky plug for me mate's bar, by the way. That's the Bat and Ball, which will have the game on. The Bat and Ball is in Westfield, so it's right near the ground. So yeah, if you're going to go and if you're protesting and boycotting, and you're not going to go to the game, then you can go and watch the game in there. Go and watch it in the Bat and Ball. It's run by West Ham fans, basically. So yeah, go and watch the game in there. I'm very nervous, very, very nervous about this game. I've no certainty. Gio often asks me in the preview and in the build-up show, how you feeling? You feeling any better? You feeling fruity? No, not at all, and not just because I had the lurgy. I'm really, really worried about this stuff. You look at the Forest result, and it was good that they lost. The result was good. What the fallout afterwards was bad because you want Ange to stay in situ for as long as possible because he was the wrong manager. And even if you get Dyche in, you would think that Dyche would probably do better with that group of players. That being said, whoever gets that gig's going to have to got a European, got some European games. So that's not going to be easy to juggle. What did worry me the most about that Nottingham Forest stuff, I don't know if you saw the rumour linking them with Marco Silva. And I thought, you know what, that would show the real difference in ambition between the two clubs if Forest went and got Marco Silva and paid Fulham compensation, and West Ham didn't even try because the compensation was too much. Look, I'm hoping we've ended up with a decent manager in Nuno. I really hope so. There's so much riding on his appointment. Ironically, I don't think there's that much pressure on him because, as I've mentioned, the job will be viewed as a poisoned chalice. I think his reputation remains intact. Ironically, I don't think Potter's was, but Potter got offered a job. I don't know if you know, he's been appointed the Sweden manager today. But it's easy to look at it and think, oh, well, actually, he's come out of West Ham unscathed. I don't think he has. The contract he's got there is not a good one. I think they've got to play Slovenia and Switzerland, and they're not doing very well in Group B, which is their World Cup group. They can't finish top. They might make the playoffs. So he's basically got a contract for 2 games in charge. If he does manage to get that, he gets the playoffs. He'll get the playoffs contract for that. If he gets that, he gets the World Cup. But it's looking like a temporary appointment at the moment. But I think with Nuno, it's different. I think people would look at it and think, well, at West Ham, it's a basket case of the club. It's just run really, really poorly, and you think people will look at it and think, well, nobody could succeed there. So we need him. We need him so much. We really do. We're so reliant on his competency. I think he brings Soucek back in today, and it's hard to know because we've only had 2 games with him, and so it's hard to read him. We've not got much evidence of which to base our predictions on. But I think there's 3 reasons. I think there's the set pieces because he's going to miss the height of Fulkrug, and he's really good at that. And don't be surprised if he does play Soucek and you look at the end of the game and Soucek has done as many clearances or headers or as anybody else. So that's a big factor. And he's given a hint, hasn't he, Nuno? He's pretty much said, I'm not worried about the attack at the moment. It's sorting the defence out. But he does give you that in attack. He is also a match winner. We don't have too many of those. It would not be the biggest surprise in the world if West Ham got something today and Tomas Soucek scored the goal. And then you've got those throw-ins, haven't you? So it's another, maybe you class them as a set piece, but I'm thinking more corners and free kicks and stuff like that. The throw-ins, that's another one. It's another bit of height in there. We'll scrap for every ball. And I would not be surprised at all if he juggles things around and there's somebody else up front that enables him to do that. So it might not necessarily be that he drops Magassa and puts Soucek in there. It could be that he shuffles, I don't know, Paquetá out into a wide position or something like that, and then moves Bowen up front. Something like that. Almost none of it would surprise me, really. But it's huge. It is absolutely huge, this game. I'd absolutely love it if we got into an early rhythm in the game. And it's not going to be easy for them because the stadium's going to be half empty. But it would, even if there wasn't a boycott, it still would have been quiet because it is that ground. It's a quiet ground and people are nervous. It's a nerve-wracking experience watching West Ham at the moment. But he's got to do something because let's be fair, it's not like you could say, well, it's tough for West Ham to play at home, but that's all right. We can do stuff in the away games. Ellen Road is going to be a nightmare on Friday. Absolute nightmares. It's going to be horrible. It's hard not to look at these games, which are sort of, in terms of a block of 4 or 5 games, they are sort of must win. Not all of them, but we need a chunk of wins out of these games. You know, we might need 3 wins out of these games or whatever. But they still look difficult. They still look tough. It looks tough tonight. But I do think that Brentford have been a little bit overhyped. They are still sat down near the bottom of the league. They are one of the 6 teams, one of the 6 that I mentioned. They're not Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? They have lost 3 of their best players and they've lost their manager. And as good as Andrews might be, you don't know yet. At some point, I would suspect at some point this season, Brentford are going to go on a little run without getting a win. And we've got to make sure that we're part of that process, part of the number of teams that are going to go and inflict defeats on them. I do think it's a must not lose. I do. And Gio said in the preview it's a must win. And I know why he's saying that. And yeah, but it's definitely a draw wouldn't be great, but defeat would be horrendous. Yeah, obviously, look, we all want to win. Everyone needs the lift. We need the lift. The players need the lift. Absolutely everybody. But it's hard not to look at this and just see the state of the club. And I don't want to. I don't want to fill every video that I do with a bored rant. But it's hard not to view the disastrous state of the club and not just be so angry with how the club's been run. We should not be in this position. But we've got to put that to one side now. It's Nuno. Nuno's got to put that to one side. He's got to lift those players. Hopefully, he's done so. I mean, the other thing that just finally before I go, I don't know if Ange leaving will mean that maybe Nuno gets a couple of the guys, a couple of his backroom staff that were previously at Nottingham Forest. I don't know if that's going to bulk it out because it does. I know he's promoted. It's promote three. I think it's 3 from the academy. That's still a light backroom team, and he was always known for having a big backroom team. You always imagine them being, the bench is packed. You always see 6 or 7 people in tracksuits, don't you, on the bench and stuff like that. So, I don't know whether that will help West Ham. But Marinakis won't make it easy. And West Ham are not going to be in any hurry to pay compensation for anyone because we're cheapos, aren't we? That's what we do. We do it all cheap. Anyway, I'll catch up with you tonight at hour and 5 minutes before kickoff. Myself and Gio doing the build-up show. Gio will take you through the watch-along. If you go into the game, well, I hope it stops raining for you. Bloody miserable out there today. As I say, don't forget, make your way down to the Bat and Ball. I'm just about to go and record my our Patreon breakfast, actually, with Gio now. Going to go and do that on Patreon. If you want to go and give Patreon a look, got a 7-day free trial. Links in the description below. If you do that, then you can watch the player ratings video, which we'll do tomorrow morning as well. So, yeah, I'm nervous. I am nervous. Anyway, let me know how you're feeling. I'll be around all day because we're not playing until tonight. So I'll be interested to read your comments. Right, I'm going to skedaddle now. Play the outro, which I'm probably going to completely muck up because I'm using the automated service today. Enjoy your day. Take